Good afternoon. It is Thursday. What I was sort of doing is to but to arrange the living room a little bit differently. You've seen what I did, I think it was last year, probably November. I did a little living room update, and my daughter moved something from her room that she does not want anymore. Let me turn the camera around. So my daughter moved that little white steel and glass table stand. She moved from her room. So I was thinking of maybe moving that between these two chairs, and then the surface area of that is bigger than the surface area of this table. So then we can still do the books with my cork glass thing, but then there's also space for people to put down tea or coffee or whatever when they are sitting here, because at the moment this table does not have space to put down anything when there's people over. So I was thinking of putting that here. And then I also bought a little basket. Let me show you. Not a basket, but a planter. I bought this. I bought this basket last week with the idea of filling it with soil. And then I've got a snake plant. I think it's called a snake plant in my backyard that's taking over. It just makes lots and lots of babies. So I was thinking of filling this with sand and then planting some of the snake plant up in here, and then moving this table here, moving that to between the piano in that little corner, and then to put this pot holder or plant holder basket thing with the snake plant, to put it on there. And I think that will create an interesting little corner there then, with a round table and the plant on top of it. So maybe we can get into that now, and then that's a nice little update for this room. I also ideally would like to get those covered. I've got 2 of them. So I must actually just commit to that, but I don't know what color I want to make it. I also have a round one. So I've got 2 of those square red ones, and then I've got a round one that has seen better days. So I must get them reupholstered. But like I said, I'm confused with what color to do them. And I don't want to go red again. I'm moving away from red. Red is one of my favorite colors, but I'm moving away from red furniture or bigger pieces. So I'm looking for something maybe a little bit more neutral. Yes, but that's not for now. That's not for this video. For this video, and maybe just switching around items in this room, let me go get my tea that I just warmed, and then we can start on maybe potting the plant in there. I'm a little bit worried with that thing maybe being too heavy when it's filled with sand and plants. Let's see how we're going to do that. Okay. First up, I'm going to move this. And it's probably time to put away Christmas, My decorating books, or some of my decorating books. I should take the opportunity to wash this. Yes, let's do that. So I just want to see how this will look there. I'm not fully sure if it will work, but we'll give it a go. I think we might need a little bit more space because at the moment it looks a little bit crowded, so I would have to try to move the piano some more, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that on my own because previously I used the wall to push myself or to push the piano, and now I don't know if I'm still able to do that. So now I can put the books back. The table is not strong enough to take the books. Okay, so there's a pause on that project. This would have been ideal. I'm gonna ask Abby if he can maybe assist. I think if we can find a screw that's long enough that can keep the two sides together, it will work. Okay, let me get this in the washing machine. I'm not going to fill it. I've used some of the twiggy leafy bits that we've got on our compost heap. I've used that to fill the bottom because I don't want the basket to be too heavy. And then I've added a little bit of soil. I think we've got potting soil in the house. And then we can, let me show you the snake plant that I was talking about. So here's the offending monster. So as you can see, there are lots of babies in between and bigger ones, and I've actually taken some of this out already and I planted it in the bathroom, and you won't believe how big that plant has gotten and how it's thriving in the bathroom. So I'm going to take some of these babies out and some of the bigger ones, plant it in the basket, and then we'll see what happens. Look at this. Oh, it smells nice, just like earth. I want some big ones and some babies. When we were at Katu, they told us that the Bushmen actually use this plant to make rope from, And here you can see the stringy bit, or how that would form into rope. Let's see what this looks like. If there's enough big ones that's peeking out. It actually looks nice. It actually looks nice, but I think I can do with 1 or 2 more pieces. I see some earthworms in the ground, so that means the ground's healthy. It was maybe not a good idea to do this in my tights, because now I'm full of sand. Let's just get this little earthworm. Let's try and find another piece. I'm gonna rinse off this one plant because it seems to be full of spiders and insects. Let's put him back in now. I think we can do the potting soil inside and then give water inside. But the basket is looking nice, I think. So this basket was 359 Rand, and I bought it at Builder's Warehouse. Okay, the potting soil that I'm using. That was a little bit of a rookie mistake. I missed some sand on the table and on the piano, but fear not. And then the other item I bought is this little galvanized watering can, and this was 290. I feel like I deserve to sit down and enjoy my cup of tea. before I start with the video, doesn't this look nice? I think it looks beautiful. But as I mentioned, I think we must move the piano a little bit because there's just too little space in between there. I think it needs some air. What do you think? Okay, so the Phantom of the Opera, my mom had that framed for me. Something is missing there, as you can see. It fell down. And then that little red harlequin, I did that in primary school. And then that painting there, I painted a month or two ago. I think I talked about it in one of my videos. And then that pastel painting there is one that my mom did. Okay, so this is the plant we did in this episode. And then we moved this little side table in here, so now we have bigger space for when people come to visit to put down cups or glasses when we have visitors. And then nothing else changed in the room. Everything is pretty much the same. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and I'll see you again next week. Keep well. Please consider subscribing. Bye bye.